course you can be married in the garden, but are you sure about the other?
Yeah, real sure.
Well, Lizzie, I appreciate the offer, but I couldn't. It's a man's job. I've never heard of a woman giving the bride away. Wouldn't Mr. Fletcher do?
No. I want the governor, and for a special reason. When I get out of here, I hope to leave this prison for good.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah, well, if I've got Sid and a house and everything, well, why would I want to come back to this dump?
What about the last time?
Oh, that was different. I was frightened of being alone then. I'll be okay with Sid. You know what I mean?
I think I understand.
Yeah, and if you give me away, that'll be like you setting me off on the right track.
All right, Lizzie, I'll give you away.
Oh, good on you. Can I ask one other favour?
What is it?
Well, Sid's gone all funny. He wants me to get a wedding dress. You know what men are like.
Well, you certainly should wear something special.
No, I'm too old for all that sort of thing, but I wouldn't mind looking, you know, elegant.
What did you have in mind?
I don't know. Could I get out some of me compo and have a half day to go and get something?
I'm sure that could be arranged. In fact, I'll take you myself.
Mrs. Davidson.
What about this afternoon?
Oh, you little ripper.
Mr. Page, I'm Mrs. Morris from Community Welfare.
Oh, of course, come in.
Well, actually, I think we've met before. I did the pre-sentence report on your wife on the last occasion.
Yes, I thought I recognised it, but please sit down.
Oh, thank you.
I'm glad it's you helping her. I'm sure it was your report that kept Alison out last time.
Well, I'm afraid I won't be able to give her the same help this time.
I know. Have you seen her?
Yes, yesterday.
How's she going?
Oh, well, it's always difficult at first. It takes a few days to adjust. But I'm sure she'll settle in.
It's pretty hard thinking of her in there. Dreadful business. But I suppose you see it all the time. Part of your everyday work.
Well, basically, I'm a probation and a parole officer. But I also help with welfare work with Wentworth prisoners and their families.
I'm glad someone does. You feel so hopeless out here. One minute you have a nice, happy family, the next, pow.
How are the family coping?
Well, they've been terrific. I don't think they really noticed last time it happened, but when Alison was sentenced, it really hit home.
How old are the children?
Chris is 15 and Susan's 10.
Well, I hope their schoolmates don't hear about it. Kids can be pretty cruel at a time like this.
It's the one thing that worries me. The item in the newspaper.
On Alison?
Just one paragraph, but someone will read it. All the kids will know.
Yes, well, that's something all prisoners' families have to face.
I want my kids hurt as little as possible. It's out of our hands. We all love her. It's completely out of our hands now. There's nothing we can do to help her.
Did you pick the cleaning detail for D Block? Well, did you or didn't you?
What's eating you?
Nothing.
Nothing. I hate to see you when there was something.
I don't have to be sweetness and light all the time, you know.
Oh, I noticed.
Look, I just don't feel like being...
Happy?
If you like.
It's Kathy, isn't it? Vera, I thought we'd been through this. Look, you know how I feel. Right now, I don't care if you believe it or not. And I'll tell you something else. Neither you nor Jim is going to stop me from finding out what's going on.
What's Jim got to do with it?
He tried to talk me out of it as well, but it's none of his business. Look, all these threats and attempts on Kathy's life, they're for real, and I'm going to find out who it is and why.
Well, at least there haven't been any more threats, have there?
Well, not yet, no.
Well, then it's probably all over.
Oh, don't you believe it. These people, whoever they are, have gone to a lot of trouble. They're not going to stop now.
And do you run your own business?
Oh, most plumbers do. Of course, you need someone to answer the phone and so on.
And that was Alison's job?
Most wives do. Oh, you've done pretty well out of it.
Yes, I can see that. Done very well indeed.
We own the house and the car. Just paying off the van. Bought the kids that stereo last year. Best on the market.
And how are you going to manage without Alison?
Good question. I'll have to ring at nights, I suppose. Probably lost a few jobs through it already.
Well, can't you employ someone?
No, it's not worth it. Well, she won't be in that long.
Well, what are you going to do when she gets out?
Go on as before, I expect. I don't know. I still don't understand why she went off like that.
You mean the gambling?
Everything. Why she was unhappy. She had everything she wanted. At least I thought she did.
Have you been talking to her?
I did, a couple of years ago when she was first caught. She said she was sorry, but 12 months later she did it again.
Well, did you try counselling?
Oh, I didn't think she needed that. Well, I knew about the bingo and the TAB, but then I found she was going to the midweek races and losing hundreds. And it was too late. She'd pinched all those things. I don't know. I still don't understand. Maybe she's a bit off balance. Maybe she does need some kind of help.
Well, I think the best help you can give her at the moment is to visit her as often as possible. Make her feel needed.
She knows that we love her. There's no doubt about that. Whatever she's done, we're not going to turn our backs on her.
I'm glad, because some families do.
No way. We're going to visit her as often as possible. We're a family. We're going to stay together.
Thank you, Mr. Fletcher. Sit down, Alison. I went out to your home today.
How are the kids?
Well, I only saw your husband, but I believe they're coping very well.
You can't imagine the worry. I keep thinking the most dreadful things might happen to them.
Well, you can relax. They're okay. But what does concern me is the fact that you're not coping very well in here.
But I can't stand it in here. I'm going to go mad.
Oh, I don't think so. But I do think you've got to learn to pull yourself together.
Can't you get me out? You did last time. I'll be good. I won't do it anymore.
Come on, Paige, control yourself.
Now, Alison, listen to me. You have got to accept the fact that you're going to be here for 3 months. Now, we've already discussed this.
But all those horrible women.
I think if you gave them a chance, you'd find that they're very friendly and quite easy to get on with.
But they're criminals.
Well, so are you. You've all committed a crime and been sentenced.
I'm not like them. I'm not dangerous.
Neither are they.
That's not true. I've heard them. They're going to get me.
Well, what makes you say that?
I just know, that's all. But you don't understand. Nobody does. Nobody cares what happens to me in this place.
All right, Paige, come on, that's enough.
You have no right to threaten me.
I'm not threatening you. But I think you better learn to cooperate. Now, come on, back to the laundry.
What, do I have to?
Yes, you do. But there is nothing to be afraid of.
If something happens to me in there, I hope you feel guilty.
Hey, Bee, do you reckon Lizzie's going to have any bridesmaids?
I don't know. She hasn't said anything about it.
I'd like to be one.
Well, I'm sorry, love, but you can't.
Why not?
Because you've been married. You need to be matron of honour.
You mean I can't ever be a bridesmaid?
Never.
Huh?
Well, looks like I'm the only one here who qualifies.
Well, that's not fair. I've been cheated.
Oh, never mind, love. You'll make a lovely matron of honour. That's, of course, if Lizzie wants one.
Hey, listen.
Here comes the flying bride. Mrs. O'Regan's going to make me a triple-decker. Wedding cake, you mean?
What else? Of course.
Oh, that's terrific, love.
Bee, I've never had such a wonderful time in my life.
All right, come on, how about a bit of work around here? Paige, you can work with Burns.
Are you coming to my wedding, love? Why not? Everybody else...
Get away, don't touch me.
You bloody stuck-up bitch.
Don't you talk to me like that.
She was only being friendly.
Get away.
I should smash her face in.
Oh, scream.
Oh, go on.
All right, what's going on?
Girl talk, Mr. Fletcher, you wouldn't understand.
Paige, I think you'd be better off on cleaning duty.
Thank you.
Ooh, thank you. My, aren't we polite?
Yeah, make sure you don't kick the bucket.
Watch it, Burns. And the rest of you, get back to work. Come on, move it. Come on, Paige.
He'll hold your hand if you ask him nicely.
Hey, sure scrubbing isn't too menial for you.
Why don't you get yourself a middle-class mop? I'm sorry I asked you.
Ah, come on, forget her.
I tell you what, Julie, I'm getting fed up with this paperwork.
Ah, it's not like the good old days. Floggings, thumbscrews, the rack, huh?
Yeah, in those days, work was fun.
Oh, Mr. Harrison, would you get Lizzie Birdsworth for me, please? We're going shopping for a wedding dress.
A white wedding?
No, I don't think so.